Deep in rugged northeastern California lies one of the least visited national parks in the country, Lassen Volcanic National Park. Known as California's Yellowstone, this is the only place in the world where you can see all 4 types of volcanoes in one place. In this video, Rachel and I will show you the best way to enjoy one day in one of America's most underrated national parks. Join us as we drive through the gorgeous Scenic Byway, explore a real lava tube cave, and climb to the top of a Cinder Cone Volcano. Let's dive in.
Good morning. Ignore my face with no makeup, but look at my fabulous breakfast.
And my fabulous breakfast too.
We're going to Sulphur Works.
This is what it takes to make these videos, guys.
Whoa.
Nonsensical, crazy person.
Fit check.
A few miles past the entrance of the park is Sulphur Works. This is the easiest geothermal area to access in the park. That was active around 300,000 years ago. It is said that this volcano would have rivaled Mount Shasta in prominence. Well, it's pretty cool how close you can get to it. I mean, like, it's not, like, if you've been to Yellowstone, you might not be too impressed with it, but, like, this is one of those sulfur things you can walk right up to. Huh? A majority of the park's main features can be seen along Lassen Scenic Byway, which is a road that crosses north to south along a 30-mile stretch, reaching its highest elevation at over 8,500 feet. The road regularly receives up to 40 feet of snowpack in the winter season, making the seasonal snow clearing very difficult, often taking up until late July to clear. Bumpass Hell, the largest geothermal area in the park, would be your next stop, but this area was closed due to snow. This trail doesn't usually open until late July or August, so the window to see it is very short.
He's looking at Bumpass Hell. I don't know what a bumpass is or why he's in hell, but I guess that's his business. Dave's gonna have a field day editing this. He's probably not even gonna use it.
Continuing on through the park, we reach our first hike, the Kings Creek Falls Trail. We're in the park in May, which is typically not a great time to come to Lassen because this park usually doesn't open until around June or July on a normal season, but they've had historically low snowpack, like probably the 5th or 6th worst they've had in their whole history, so the road opened 2 days before we got here, which is incredibly lucky. We took a gamble deciding to come up here, not sure if we would actually be able to see most of the park. So I'd highly recommend not coming in May, if possible, just because it's one of those parks where if the main road is closed, you can't really see anything. This surprisingly awesome trail spends a majority of the time meandering along Kings Creek, frequently passing by Long Creek Meadow. After about a mile, the view opens up dramatically to some amazing mountain views. Look at these burnt trees bending over the trail. That's so cool. Oh, this is a very unique trail.
If you listen closely, you'll also, whenever it gets a little more windy, you'll hear them creaking a little bit and they bend.
It's awesome. Along the trail, you will see lots of wildfire damage that was caused by the 2021 Dixie Fire. This was the second largest wildfire in California's history. It burned nearly 1 million acres of land across Northern California. It was also the most expensive wildfire in US history, costing $637 million in damage. These scarred trees are the last remnants of this enormous fire. The fact that the forest burned down, although it's sad, it actually makes it to where you can see a lot of mountains that you probably otherwise wouldn't be able to see on this hike before the fire. The end of the trail features Kings Creek Falls, a 40-foot tall waterfall that is absolutely gorgeous. Lassen isn't really known for waterfalls, but this one is a nice one, and it's an overall fantastic hike. You can finish the loop alongside the creek for a steep climb, or take the same way back. Next, we headed to the devastated area. The devastated area is a fascinating half-mile interpretive trail that tells the story of the 1915 eruption of Lassen Peak. Is that your impression of the eruption? Yeah, that's good. During this time, Mt Lassen awoke from a 27,000-year slumber with a powerful explosive eruption that shot volcanic ash as far away as 300 miles. The placards along the trail give you a great idea of what this eruption looked like at the time. As you walk along the path, you are surrounded by hundreds of large, colorful dacite rocks that were ejected over 3 miles from the cone. Some of these rocks weighed as much as 30 tons. It is absolutely incredible to think about how powerful this eruption must have been.
It's not just a boulder, it's a rock.
A few miles outside the park boundary is a very cool stop, Subway Cave. This is a nice little detour right outside the park if you want to check it out. It's a short 5-minute walk to the cave entrance. The entire cave is 1,300 feet long and is about 20 feet wide, so it isn't super claustrophobic either. Ominous.
It's quite cool. I wonder if we can see a bat.
As soon as you get in here, it gets so cold. Like it's pretty hot out there, like almost 80 degrees. And then you come in here, it's like 50. Go! While this isn't technically a part of the national park, it is absolutely worth visiting as it is one of the largest and most easily accessible lava tube caves in the world.
We gotta turn around, man. I'm scared.
Dude, there's total darkness in here. You can see a tiny little bit. Hey, what do you think though? Cool stop, right? But no, it's really cool. I'm glad we stopped here. It's a really easy stop too. So check it out if you're near Northern Lassen. On the northeastern edge of the park, down a 5-mile gravel road, is the trailhead for the Cinder Cone hike. Hey Rachel, I think that's a little big on you.
Okay, so apparently I should not be big because I'm 5'1" and I'm small, okay? I'm small. So yes, it's a dress, alright?
It's a little rainy today, we're just gonna have to make do with what we got. You look hilarious. The trail begins following a mild incline through the forest with not too much going on. After about half a mile, you begin to see the fantastic lava beds. These are a special kind of lava called block flows, as the rocks created are much larger. This is just the very edge of them. You'll see later just how large they really are. Well, We've had a lot of setbacks on our Lassen portion of the trip, you know. It's a long story, but basically California has very strict rules about Rachel's prescription medication, so we had to drive all the way to Nevada and waste one of our few days in Lassen. So we're pretty much just hiking Cinder Cone, and there's really nothing much else we could do. But I'm grateful we still saw the park with some beautiful weather. The rain's clearing up now here, but it makes you appreciate the little things, you know, the few hikes you get, instead of focusing on let's see everything we can possibly see, you know, check everything off a box. But yeah, Lassen Peak's probably out of the question because of the weather, and we're running out of time before we have to move on to Tahoe, so we're just gonna do what we can, make the most of it. That's how life is, ain't it?
Despite losing one of our days, this was one of the coolest hikes I think we have ever done, and I think in a few minutes you'll truly understand how unique it is and how it's such a great hike to end off this part of the trip with. As the trees began to break, we could immediately tell that this was Cinder Cone. It is incredibly striking compared to the surrounding landscape.
That is so cool. I've never seen anything like that before. What do you think?
It's very pretty.
You just don't want to climb it?
It's too muddy, man. I don't know. For me, it's adding a lot more to me, at least. You're a lot bigger than me. You have a lot.
I'm also just kind of I'm crazy. Well, you don't have to go at the top with me.
I wasn't planning on it.
If you'd rather just sit and watch as I disappear into the mist. I mean, I don't know if I'll even get to the top. It looks pretty steep.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really cool, but
That's a steep climb to the top. I'll at least do some of it though, to get a good view.
After climbing closer to Cinder Cone, you begin to see the painted dunes, which are absolutely gorgeous, and go on for miles beyond this point.
So understandably, Rachel does not want to climb that. I honestly don't blame her. It's pretty high up. That looks extremely steep. Not only that, but the ground is sandy and ashy, so your feet slip more. So it's more exhausting than you think. But I'm gonna give it a try, at least make it a good ways up so I can see, you know, how it looks from up there. But this is gonna be a challenge. Let's get it.
This hike is no joke, as Cinder Cone itself is covered in loose volcanic rock that acts like sand or loose gravel. Each step forward feels like 2 steps back.
Update, this is hard. Just to show you how steep it is. It is very slippery on this trail, so if you're not up for it, I do not blame you. My feet are sliding every step, which makes it way harder.
here he is.
All right, cresting the ridge. Holy shit. That is amazing. Wow. I have no idea how to describe how big this is, but look at me next to it from a selfie. This is a really hard hike, but if you can do it, it is so cool. That's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I've never seen down into a volcano like this. Wow. And the views from up here are crazy. Absolutely 10 out of 10 hike, one of my new favorites. It's a pain in the ass to get up here, but it is so worth it. Okay, going down is a little bit sketchy too, since the rocks are very slidey, so be careful coming down as well. But if you have the ability, 10 out of 10. What a cool view up there.
That's going to do it for this one. If you liked this video, check out some of our others on nature and travel, and we will see you all on the next journey.